I do not care. Let them kill me if this is what they want. To follow my queen is my only wish. You cannot say that, Your Excellency. The queen had always followed the kingdom's best interests. If you give up the realm, you betray her memory. So be it. If you did not wish to manage the kingdom, then why do you keep this masquerade going? You should have married the princess of much earlier. Think of your daughter. It is time for her to see something else. My daughter, the princess, may hate me for all I care. My whole kingdom too. Nobody will ever be as great as my departed wife. He's acting like a child, to be honest. She even asked him like, how many years can you be grieving? I understand the pain, but you're hurting so many people. And you're hurting her memory, like truly. She wanted to create a great kingdom and you ruined it. Horrified, the counselors could feel the kingdom's ruin looming. While some were already planning a coup d'etat and struggling with one another to seize some arbitrary throne, the loyals thought they had to find some way to pierce through the king's walls. To get a better understanding of the king's psyche, they called an old druid. Go and try to convince King Tibble to find a new wife. We are ready to do anything to make him change his mind, regardless of whom would be the wife he chose. Regardless of whom would be the wife he chose. Do not worry, sirs, and sit by. The druid, dishonest but quite crafty, was peerless when it came to influence the human soul. As soon as he appeared before the gloomy king, he made a great impression by the mysterious look he had perfected. Your Highness, your counselors invited me here today because they worry about your health. Speak freely. What is weighing on your heart? The death of my wife, of course. I have lost any desire to live since she died in my arms. I cannot see nor hear. I keep on brooding over the past, again and again. I understand. The Queen's ghost still haunts you, and you are a prisoner of a past. Yet could this spell be broken? You wish for the good of the kingdom, yes? Of course. I wanted to follow through with her work. I wanted to be strong, but let myself be shut away by time and decay. It is far too late now. If I may, I think there is a solution. You have to find a young woman able to become the new queen. No one can do it. I have taken a look at the portraits of all the neighboring girls from good families who were ready to be wed. They have been sent to me, all of them. There is not a single woman with her qualities. Then, Your Highness, I know only one such person. One righteous and wise princess who looks exactly like our departed queen. Is this what I think it is? I'm scared now. A little bit. Oh my god. She lives near you at the moment. And who might she be? I have a portrait of her with me. I think it is the only one you did not glance at. Really? Why would my counselor hide this mysterious princess from me? See for yourself. The ambitious druid handed the portrait to the aging king. He grabbed it and paced up and down across the room in a reveling silence. She's magnificent. This face, this skin, this expression, she's lovely, and you are telling me that she's wise and righteous. Absolutely, Your Highness. She has received only the best education. I recognize those eyes. I could swear I'm looking at my wife. How is this possible? Who is this foreign girl? She is Princess Kiona, your daughter, Your Majesty. My daughter? Are you making a fool of me, Druid? Are you telling me to marry my own daughter? Admittedly, it must sound rather extreme, but think about it, Your Highness. Is there someone else who could look more like your departed wife than her? I mean, I bet if she's wise and righteous, she'll say, oh yeah, daddy, let's do this. Let's save the kingdom. Regardless of whom would be the wife he chose. Is it not troubling? I would even say it is a gift from God. A divine gift, you say? Princess Kiona looks too much like her departed mother for it to be a mere coincidence. This is God's will. I mean, no, it's called the genes and DNA. The queen's soul did not go to heaven. It settled on the younger, tailor-made, but no. She's simply waiting for you to find her, my lord. Do not miss the second. I don't think that's how it is, mate. The druid had a way of implying that the young princess was actually the reincarnation of her mother, and that she surpassed her in everything, so much that impressionable king eventually believed him. I'm surprised he believed him, because she can't be the reincarnation. I believe the idea of reincarnation is that someone dies and then someone is born from that soul, but someone can be born before the soul's gone, right? Like, before the soul was gone, there was already a soul in this child, so like, but he is, I guess he's a good, at, at saying words and making people believe what he wants them to believe. What is that flowery scent that has been tickling my nose since this morning? It must be verbenas, princess. It is the season, after all. Verbenas are quite exquisite flowers, do you not think? Oh, those colors. Maybe. I see that you're not fully awake yet. Would you happen to have spent a rough night? I do not know. All that I remember is that I dreamed for quite a long time. And what did you dream about, princess? Oh. I was on a throne and I was ruling the kingdom with an iron fist. All my subjects revered me and respected me. Even you congratulated me by repeating how great of a job I was doing. How eager you are to become queen. Become a queen. I am certain that this day will come soon enough. Have a little more patience. Time seems so long before then. Do you think that this is a vision of a future awaiting me? Assuredly, in any case, that is all that I wish for you. Your dream was surely very pleasant, princess, but you should not fall asleep again. Don't forget that your lesson is supposed to start soon. Do not worry about me, Nahima. I'm quite positive the poor soul will be late again anyway. Princess, you should not speak ill of your tutor. He is an excellent teacher. What has he planned for today? I do not know. We have completely given up on arithmetic over the past couple of days, and we are now focused on practicing singing and playing the harp. You're only studying music. Why this sudden change? It is a request from my father, or so it seems. I do not know why. I have not seen him for years. I thought he had no more interest in me. I'm sure the king is simply a bit shy. I mean, it's a nice thing to tell her, but if your father see you for over 10 years or something like that, I think he's more than a bit shy. Though he can get on his high horse, he may not even dare to be near you after your mother's death. I think he resents me. And why would that be? One way or another, he must be ashamed of me. He surely had some mistress all the while, and soon he'll tell me that he wants to repudiate me. That would not be correct of him. In that case, why has he not tried to marry me off? I'm 17 years old. Is it not unusual? I do like the freedom, but I cannot shake the feeling that it is a bad omen. After all, young girls from good families are what between 12 and 14 years old. I'm getting old, and this rate nobody will ever want to marry me. That's actually quite interesting. Did he had that idea that Troy put like tape in his head but being like it's not okay, but then suddenly the Troy tells it's okay and he's like, well, maybe you should just do that. Oh, there you go. With a lovely face like yours, perish the thought. You're as beautiful as an angel, princess. And smart at that. No prince should ever refuse your hand. Thank you, Nahima. It is nice of you to comfort me. You know I mean it. Look at that beautiful hair. I could brush it for hours without getting bored. Oh, that's pretty. Once the servant was out of sight, the princess sighed. Even though Nahima was her confidant and she trusted her, there was one thing Kiona had never told her. Something was troubling her. She sometimes felt like she was being watched, especially on a day like this one. As the weather was sunny, her tutor joined and enjoined her to go to the palace in her garden to begin her recital. And as she had foreseen, the princess felt someone insistently looking at her as she was singing, a gaze that was coming from the king's cabinet. Well, that's creepy. You won't even meet her, but you'll just spy on her? Jesus Christ. As usual, the king was observing his daughter from afar, staring at her with a desire that was not hidden anymore. Oh, that's not good. The Ortre had screened him down, and now the king was as desperate as he was convinced he had to. Thank you all for coming. As you know, many of you have been begging me to remarry. Until now, I was quite against it as I want to keep the promise I made to my late wife. You kinda didn't by not marrying, but, you know, that's a detail. However, I finally have found someone worthy of replacing her and sitting beside me on the throne. Oh yeah, they're happy. Oh, finally, a queen, finally. Kingdom will rise again, and then they just shook to the floor. Thank you for making that decision, Your Highness. You may have thought of us as insensitive, but we are only doing it for your sake and the kingdom's. Absolutely, and we are sure the woman you have chosen will be up to the task. Could you tell us who the lady who managed to entice you might be? Of course, I will not hide the truth for much longer. He looks kinda like worried because he knows they won't like it. But you know, she whom my heart has chosen is Princess Kiona, and I hereby officially announce my decision to marry her. Shook. Those faces. Oh my god, that's so exciting actually. Oh, I love this moment. In a sharp movement of fear, all the counselors fell silent. Some thought they had misheard. Others that was a misunderstanding. One brave soul decided to break the ice and shyly asked, Princess Kiona? Your daughter? My daughter, indeed. Loud whispers then filled the king's cabinet. A mix of horror and bewilderment could be seen on the faces of the nobles. Time seemed to have stopped, and the drinks had been replaced by contempt and cold glares. Another counselor dared to speak. But, Your Highness, with all due respect, you cannot marry your own daughter. The church says... Did you not swear a few seconds ago to accept my choice, whatever it would be? Yeah, well, they didn't expect you to go crazy. Are you never satisfied? I am finally fulfilling your wish, and this is still not enough. You can't marry your daughter, mate. Like, this is the problem. Like, it's a real issue. You're her father. You rascals, begone, and know I will not change my mind. I will propose to Kiona this very day. Oh, she'll be delighted. Oh, hi, that finally seeing you after 15, 10, whatever years. Oh, you want to marry me? Oh my gosh, much luck. As the princess was walking towards the castle's kitchen, where most of the retainers were at that time of the day, she felt a presence behind her back. Reflexively, she turned back and caught a glimpse of a man standing before her. Her heart skipped a bit like never before due to the surprise. Astounded, she tried to fan herself to get rid of the warmth that was spreading through her whole body. She needed a few seconds to recognize this solemn man. There was no doubt it was the king. I mean, you could guess by the crown on his head and the royal clothing, but you know. Father, what a surprise! I have not seen you in so many years. Are you surprised, my daughter? Well, since the death of my mother, you seem to be avoiding me. I regret that very much. Have I made you suffer? Yes, father. I just want to speak with you again, if possible. All these years I was only inhabited by loneliness and bitterness. I did not want you to see me like this. But today I have decided this cannot continue. I'm glad to hear it, father. Oh, you'll be glad to hear the next part too, honey. Oh, it's gonna be great. Still petrified because of how surreal the scene was, Ken answered politely while taking a closer look at the old man's faded and worn-out face. Had he always looked that tired? That aloof? She could not remember. Is this why you have come to see me, father? As a token of reconciliation? Better than that. You want to be by my side, do you not? I know of a way to bring us closer, but this hope rests on you. Do you love me? Oh, well, as a father, maybe. I mean, I haven't seen you for like 10 years, but maybe. I love you like a daughter must love her father. I like how he gets angry by a natural response, like no that ever suddenly tell her father that she loves him differently. This is not what I want to hear. I love you, my daughter, and I have decided to marry you. Poor Kiona, so scared, much scared. Kiona could feel her blood rushing through her veins. Cold sweat was running down her spine. She did not want to believe it. My apologies, father, but the charge stitchings. I do not care about those, forget them. I love you and I want to make you my spouse. But I cannot, that would be a crime. He cut her bleeding short with a voice as sharp as steel. I think you do not quite understand. You will marry me, whether you want to or not. I have your life in my hands. You have no choice but to obey me. Terrified, Kiona glanced around her, but there was no way to escape. The king's imposing stature was blocking the corridor. Yet the urge to run away was tormenting her from inside. She had to find a way. She tried to negotiate. Please, at least give me some time to think about it. The old king scowled at her with a displeased look. You have 1 hour, no more, no less. I'll be in your bedchamber. Finish thinking about my proposal by then. Jesus Christ. He turned around and walked away, his cloak floating through the wind, leaving the princess lost and shocked. As he was vanishing from her field of vision, turned red by dusk, she let herself fall on the ground. This is not what I wanted. Hello guys, so that was Chronotopia, first look at Chronotopia demo from me to you. I think it shows the main idea, main storyline that we're going for here, but there's much more in the demo to play through. If you're interested in the game, if you enjoy it, definitely check the link down below and check out the demo. This video was supposed to come out so much earlier, but I ran into some issues, so I'm adding this little bit. The Kickstarter has finished by now, and the Kickstarter has been successful, which makes me really happy. I'm very excited to see this game become a full version. And what else is there in the story? It has very really novel, storyful, like there's a lot of story in it, which I love for visual novels. It's very story packed, one may say. It has very unnatural, it has a very supernatural, very magical fairy tale feel. It's based off a fairy tale, and it definitely has shown that atmosphere in it, and I love it. I also love that when we're having our main character, Princess Kiona, she's a woman of color. I really appreciate that in games. I don't think there's enough of that in games or in media in general. Before we finish this video, I want to tell you guys that the developers, Tremendous Mission, I hope that's how it's said, they have a Twitter where there's a lot of updates and information. So if you want to be sure you don't miss a release of a game, if you are unable to take part in Kickstarter, if you haven't learned about the game before that video, I'll link it down below. You can check them out. There's also a Patreon, which the developers ran to be able to obviously fund the demo. You could see in this video that the demo even is full with high quality assets, music, art, everything is original and it's really really nice. I'll leave a link for you guys to check it out as well. If you weren't able to support the Kickstarter, those are the places you should go if you want to support the game. I'm excitedly awaiting the release of the final game, full game. And yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.